Um, I'm gonna share my screen. We'll look at some of the Weeble stuff and pick a couple of tickers here.
Okay, everybody mute until it's, if you want got something to say, you can unmute.
Yeah, if you don't mind going on mute, please.
And we're gonna be watching the chat for questions too, big time.
Yeah, so please ask your question. Feel free to interrupt and let me know. Um, I'll be going over support and resistance today. Hopefully, spend about 10 minutes here before I hand over the floor to David. I just want to make sure this is one of the key things when you're trading. I know we talked about this over and over again, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. We're looking at the same thing and we're ready to trade. This is Apple. Um, I mean, I'm choosing Apple, but it doesn't matter. We could choose anyone, but support resistance strategy is still the same thing. I know, if you guys have been part of these sessions we've been having for the past few weeks, a couple of or 3 weeks now actually. Uh, we've been using so many tickers to kind of like pinpoint the support and resistance, and I've been explaining why I use Webull only because it's a lot easier. You don't even need to log in to be able to do certain things. Yeah, if you want to keep it, that's when you create an account. And I think a lot of us have an account already on Webull, so this is all simple stuff right here. And just going over what we've been saying since for the past few weeks now. We've been talking about support and resistance, and I'm timing myself by 5:15. I should be handing over to David. I want us to kind of like get our time back today. Um, Again, first time we started talking about support and resistance, and I know a lot of you know this now, but I just want to make sure we recap over and over again. This is the bread and butter of any trading. If you want to be a successful trader, you gotta be able to know where the support is and where the resistance is. So looking at this now, I'm gonna go over what we discussed so many times. Like for instance, the horizontal line, um, one of the drawing tools on Webull. You have so many in here. These Fibonacci retracement and extension, they're my favorite. But let's just skip to the horizontal line to draw support resistance. So here, when I look at this, hang on. So when I look at Apple, I could easily see this the price actually came down here to 103. So if I want to do it real simple, I'll put a line here, and we'll come back to correct some of these ones. Let me draw another line again at the last. So there's another, obviously came down around here. Um, so it came down around here. Again, like I said, we'll come back and correct some of these ones. But what I'm doing here, I'm just looking at where the price is actually where there's a deep, you can see the price came down and there's a bounce. So you always want to put a line where there's a bounce. You don't want to put a line in the middle here, in the middle of a bar, because it doesn't really tell you. So if you do on a daily chart, you're looking at the open and close basically. So towards your left is the open, towards your right is the close. So let me zoom in right there. Like here, the price opened, this particular one I'm looking at here, the price opened at 117 and it closed at 119 ish. So that's how you know the open and close. And there are different ways you could use this one as well. So like I'm saying, he opened there, he closed there. So the left hand side is your open, the right hand side is your close. The candle, so this line style chart pattern just tells you when it opens and when it closes. The candle colors are based on if the open is higher than the close. So if the open is less than the close. I think someone's volume is too high. Let's see who's that giving us the background noise. Okay, yeah, thanks for muting. If the open is less than the close, you get a green color. If the open is more than the close, you get a red. So like you see, this one here will be red, indicated by the volume here. You see the green. So let's go back to the candle bars. You see the green and you see the red. So and let me go back to what we're trying to do here. We got 5 more minutes. So I'm putting the lines on the very bottom here just to show you. And I haven't. This is one technique you can use. Just put the lines in there. I mean, you don't have to do too many, but let's do five. Let's do about five. So this is another one here. So now the next step is you want to scroll to the previous obviously timeline and have a look. If there's anything there, there's nothing here. So I'm not focused on going back to the left. I'm looking at, obviously you could come down here and look at some of these prices, but I don't think Apple is going to come to 59. If Apple ever drops to 59, I'm jumping off the porch, man. But so let's focus on just this area, and I'm doing the daily chart. So first of all, let's look at the 103. I only see one price action here, so I'm not really liking this line. Like we said over and over again, you need about a couple of price points to be able to be confident that this is some sort of level. You know, the price market is gonna, you know, if Apple ever drops to 103, I don't think this is not a support. So I'm gonna take these off. I look at this one here, 107. It's a bit of a gap here. I don't see enough price points here as well. Well, actually, I do see a couple here. I see few here as well. So I need to adjust this a little bit. I could move it up because the green here seems to be bouncing up here and a couple of red in here. And I got another green here. So this 107 is not bad. You could change the color on Webull as well. Just kind of give yourself indication this is, or maybe make it green, means support. Look at the next line that I drew here. I saw one price point here, another one here, another one here, another one here. So this is not bad. So this is another good support-ish. So if Apple ever dips to 112, I know the chances of it bouncing around here is not bad. I think it's gonna, like you can see, it was testing resistance, became support. It failed a couple of times here, but became support. Failed again, became support. Let's get this line here, 120. This was resistance here, and became support. So this is not bad as well. So this is a good support as well. So I know I put my, so 120, I changed to green. And this one here is obvious. It was somewhat resistance around there ish. It broke out here, then it didn't hold. It failed to test this again here. And all of a sudden, there was some actions going on in here. It broke out, came back, and this is a really good support for Apple right there, 126. Now, as you can see, all I've done here is I've identified 4 different lines here where if Apple ever sinks, something happens to Apple stock and it goes all the way down, I'll be looking at 126. If it doesn't bounce, I'll be looking at entry at 120. If it doesn't bounce, I'll be looking at 112 and 107. So this is how you do it really, so that you have these lines on your Webull chart, and if you log in, for instance, you could save these lines here. You don't have to come back and look at Apple. I've got 1 more minute. Another thing you could do is you could set an alert here and say if the price ever drops to 128, you have to log in for that one. So you could set the alert here and it will basically alert you so that if you want to buy or sell, whatever you want to do. And the last thing I'm going to do before I hand over to David is you could set the resistance. Always look at the previous high. And Apple gave us a nice high around there, around 139. I'm going to make that red. And on the daily chart here, you can see we tested 139 around there. It failed. It came back. It broke out. So as you can see, what I've done here is I've drawn 4 lines here as a support, the levels I need to look at if Apple ever drops. And this is the resistance right here so far anyway. It looks like Apple has gone over it. And if you use the 4-hour chart, you will see that it did actually go over on the 4-hour chart. It went over us and it came back to test. So let me see 1 hour. You can see it kind of like went over it. And it tested as well. But anyway, you see the price action around there. So yeah, this is how you do it for any stock, basically. I mean, Apple, like I said, we don't really have enough price actions from here, so I didn't really go that far. But some of them you might need to go as far back as 2018, 2000 and see what was going on. But this is a quick recap for those that are interested in learning how to draw support and resistance lines. And you could basically play play these lines from here.
Hey, you ready, big dog?
Go on, sir.
You ready? You can put me in, lock me in, big dog.
All right, let me get you in.
How y'all doing today, man? Hopefully y'all got y'all watch list is ready to go. We're gonna go over what we're gonna work on today is how to spot if something's gonna run before earnings or after earnings. We're gonna do the before drift or the before run up and the after earnings drift. So that's what we're going. I'm gonna show you guys how to strategize around the earnings, but I'm not telling you to play earning plays. They are risky, but there are little things that you can do that you can spot a run up before time and get in on position so you can make money. We already got the Microsoft. That was basically an earnings call that we just added on once it started breaking above resistances, or we just holding on to contracts. But we put out little Apple calls, and I mean, because those kind of the obvious ones that was going to take off. But I'm gonna show you how to find a couple unicorns. I mean, businesses that people not really talking about, where you can capitalize off the same type of play. Everybody cool with that?
Yes, sir. Oh, yours.
Let's go.
You share a screen now.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. Who said I guess? Who said I guess? Oh, that so here I go. Here we go. Hold on. Let me. Which one? Oh, let me see. Make sure. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, y'all see my screen now?
We
You
see
good to
it.
go?
Yes,
All
sir.
right, cool.
Yes.
All right. Now, there's different ways you can do this. I'm gonna show you guys a way off of Finviz, and I'm gonna show you a way off of Market Chameleon by setting up a little screen or whatever. You can also set up a screener on Finviz. I'm not Finviz, but Yahoo Finance. My first way of showing you is Yahoo Finance. Sorry about that. Finviz got a way, but I kind of went over that last week. I want to show you the Yahoo Finance way because research is everything, and you got to utilize every weapon in the tool. Wherever whatever you got to use, you got to use it. You can't just be wasting stuff. So I'm gonna show you how we jump over here to markets, and then you start. Once you click on markets on Yahoo Finance, they set it up for you kind of easily. You see earnings 53 on the 25th, 91 on the 26th, so forth and so on. Now, if you ain't already in the Monday and Tuesday calls, to me, I think that's kind of risky. Now, I mean, we can look at those dates. But I know if you're not already in the play, it's going to be kind of like, okay, hold up. I'm probably kind of chasing or super risking. Now, I mean, if you was in it last week, then some of these plays would be valid. But I'm going to definitely look at Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday just for this week. And then I'm going to show you like further dates out and then, so forth and so on. So basically, we're going to click on Wednesday. Wednesday's a huge day. You just scroll down and you notice over here it say EPS estimate. Now, when you look at the EPS estimate, notice that some of them got a negative in front of it and some of them are positive. What we want to do is we want to look for the positive ones. The positive ones. Those more of your quality companies. Those more of your consistent earners. Those more of your consistent movers because they're positive growth. Now, I mean, it's like their EPS is in the positive. Their old earnings that they used to collect is in the positive. So one of the first ones I see that you can look at the higher ones because those are the better the quality companies. Like those are the ones that got earning per share is $3.54. Like right here, Heritage Homes Corporation is $3.36. So after you scroll through, look for the things that you're already familiar with. So we put out a CCI call knowing that CCI was a quality business, that their earnings is coming up on that same Wednesday. So there's a chance that they're going to have a little bit of momentum going into their earnings. So if you go to their chart, just click to it real quick. You'll notice that on the 12th, that's when they start getting the activity on the way back up. These are people that's buying in anticipation of their earnings because this is a quality business. I mean, we know it's a quality business. So 150 is a discount. You feel what I'm saying? So now you see that it's doing like a little consolidation during this last week, 2 days from the 20th to the 22nd. So once you notice that, okay, there's a chance that if it breaks over 161, you're going to have a nice little push. Now, I mean, we noticed back all the way over here in November 18th that the price was 172. Now, I mean, so after just doing this little, quick little overscan of the chart, I'm already familiar with the company. It already have a positive momentum on the way up. That's when we get into, you know, a little bit of more research part of it and looking at their past earnings. Know what I mean? So if I pull up Market Chameleon and I go to EPS versus actual, um, you'll pull up all the past earnings. Now, what I see right here is their surprise earning is plus, you know, 93. These are all positive earnings right here. I don't think they got the July out or they don't got the October. So like looking at this, it looks like their EPS is positive, and by their earnings being positive, it affected the price by 2.6%. That means because of their earnings is coming out positive, the price went up by 3% almost. Now, I mean, but you see a couple red ones. These are not bad. This is not bad. This doesn't mean the quality of the company is not good. It's just it didn't affect their EPS didn't affect the price of the stock. You feel what I'm saying? So you see over here on revenue, you can see that they was down 224 million. They got a zero in revenue here. You see a couple zeros again, but overall look on the company. If you want to see that, go over here. You can start looking at their finances, and it's the same type of scenario. We want to see year-to-year growth. You start seeing that in revenue. You know it's a good company, and you know that even if they miss their EPS, but they're in the positives. You know what I mean? It's in the positives. Now they got a high expectation for this next earning. You know what I mean? From 2016 to 2019, you see some consistent growth. So since their EPS is so high, if they beat this EPS that's coming up next week, the stock price is going to shoot up to 170. The stock price is going to shoot up to 170 automatically. So if we're already seeing upward momentum on their chart, we're not in the play already. We're not in the play already. Well, we should be if you took the play from last week. That was just in preparation of, you know, the earnings anticipation. But we're not in the play already. So now, if we wanted to get in the play, we'll do like a 180, 170 for 219. Because if it do gap up, there's a chance that it's not going to stop. It's going to break. If it start breaking through these resistance areas, there's a chance that this is going to just keep going to 200. So not only are you going to get the 5% to 10% gap up the day after earnings, you're going to get the drift in between from earnings to earnings. That's what I mean by calling catching the drift. Do anybody understand that? We good on that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the same concept. So now we already looked at just one company out the blue. Now let's go ahead and dig deep and look at companies that we're not even familiar with. That is when, you know, a little bit more, again, a little bit more research is involved, and you really want to figure out what sector these things are in. Is there any other companies around that sector that may have a, you know, sympathy play around it, blase, so forth and so on. So now go back to markets, go back to your date on the 27th, scroll through. Let's look over here and see what, you know, what's going on with them, and just start clicking through them. It sounds like it's a lot, but it's not really. Once you just start looking and, you know, looking at the EPS, I like little EPSs like 88s and, you know, below $1, because it shows me that it may have a little bit more room to go. Know what I mean? So if I click on this, you know, I don't know what BX is, but if I click on BX, I'll do a quick little look at their past earnings, financials. You start seeing a little bit of growth here. You'll see that they beat it twice out of 4, met it once and missed it once. But it looked like they have a nice little positive movements. They got a buy rating on Yahoo, and you just go through the whole little gambit, you know, of what you're looking for as far as a quality business. You notice that their revenue came down a little bit from 2019 to now, but that's probably COVID. You feel what I'm saying? And just looking at the sector that they're in, it looks like they're in financial service, asset management. So, you know, that gives us an idea of what they're doing a little bit. Now, I mean, you can read up a little bit more on it. You can find out what city that they're in. And then you just start looking around. See how much information you can find on them. You feel me? You'll notice from this the 1 hour chart. So from the 10th all the way to now, look like it got a whole lot of momentum. And it look like it's kind of at its peak right now. Now, I mean, it's kind of peaking a little bit. So we go back and be like, what's their 52-week high? Yes, it's peaked out. So it's 65.82. So there's a chance that this might be already priced in, and you could probably buy a put on the way down to at least a $60 put. So you could do the same thing both ways, but as long as you can just, you know, just start picking up ideas just from looking from the surface before you go too in depth on, you know, what play to buy, which one got the most open interest, which one got the most volume. We're really just trying to gauge and see what, you know, pick up little ideas. So you can write this one down, not write it down. It don't really matter, but it's just to keep it on the back of your mind. BX earnings coming up. It might be priced in already, and they might take a dip. RSI at 46. Moving averages looking like they're just crossing at this point. So it's a chance that it might, you know, skyrocket. It may break the 52-week high, which is $65. So boom, I go back, go do the same scenario and find another one. You know what I mean? And it takes time. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's just a quick little scenario just to find a unicorn, but you gotta, you know, you gotta take your time and do it. I see Levi on the list for that same type of day. I know what Levi do. We all know what Levi do. We know that they got consistent growth here. Their stock price is pretty much reasonable. Their 52-week high is only 22. There's a chance that Levi, being, you know, a gene company that people are familiar with, it may make a huge move and, you know, actually get a little boost. And it's a chance that it won't. I mean, it's a chance that it won't. It looked like in 2019, it just came out. It's kind of a newer IPO. So it was just only $25 in 2019. But you see that new, after that downtrend break right here, you start getting upward momentum on the 1 week chart. And look, we can look into Levi. I know their last earning, Levi shot up, and, you know, a lot of people made some money off of it. But it's just that type of, you know, deal. When you're going shopping for earnings, you really want to be doing it on a Sunday and kind of planning it out a little bit further, you know, on a further time frame on expiration dates on options. If you want to buy whole shares, you believe in the company that's going to grow, that's cool too. But we do a lot of options on our earnings. We're not really, you know, huge whole share buyers of our options, because that thing can dip and you'll be mad because you could have bought it at a discount. You know what I mean? And then usually we do contracts on earnings. We'll probably do it both ways, buy a call and a put just to be on the safe side. But I'm not, you know, a lot of people say don't play earnings, but I'm not that type of dude. But like, don't play it, because there's a lot of opportunities in earnings as long as you're in the right position. You know what I mean? Whirlpool was one of them that we looked at last time. And Whirlpool, we put out a play for Whirlpool. They haven't stopped moving since. I think Kiki put out a great play on Whirlpool before, and you notice right now looking like, you know, it's a great company. It's consistent grower. It came from $84 all the way up to, well, not 84. Yep, that is $84. Yep, $84 in March, and now it's all the way back up to 198. And we know Whirlpool a good company. We know exactly what Whirlpool do. I'm familiar with the company. I can set up some support and resistances here on the 1 week chart just to give me an idea of what levels does it have to break, what support levels does it has. Is this kind of a no-brainer with Whirlpool if I wanted to play it? I look back in their past, it was like $211 was their high in 2015. You can actually kind of pull this all the way over just to give you a full vision. You don't really have to set your line up, just look at it. You know what I mean? Sometimes pull back the screen. I know a lot of people don't use charts and want to get into using charts. I always suggest, you know, just look at it. It's okay. It's okay to look. Look at these peaks. Look at these, you know, these trend lines. Look at how the trend is breaking. And you know, I mean, look how the movement is working with them. Because from $84 to $200, you know, it's a quality business. It's definitely a quality business. I don't really have to look too hard to know that they're making a little bit of money. It's not too much consistency on the way up, but they're making a lot of revenue. They got things going on. Dividend, they pay $1.25. Imagine getting in that, you know, $84, not only catching that 100% growth, but actually getting paid to do it. $125 per share. That's good that they paid it multiple times. You know what I mean? August, back in, you know, November. So it's like every 3 months they're paying that dividend now, $1.20, $1.25. So next thing you can always do whenever once you get to that point of them knowing that they're paying dividends, knowing that they're doing that, you can find out when they're paying their dividends. Because a lot of people.
Excuse me, Dave.
Yeah.
I got a question about like when you have an option contract and a company pays dividend, do you receive dividends as well when you have
Oh
an
no,
option contract?
no. You got to hold the shares.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, I got you 100%. Yeah, you got to hold the shares if you want to collect dividends. The options don't give you nothing but just the right to 100 shares. It don't give you the ownership of the 100 shares yet until you exercise the option. So yeah, you can look at the ex dividend. Like each one of them is different. So Let me go to another platform and see if I can find like an ex-dividend date. And you can plan around that also, because a lot of people like that $1.25 in dividend. That's 2.5%. But imagine getting in there, you know, at $100, $80. You got the growth and you got the dividends coming in. I think that's a great combination. It looked like their dividends been paid out on the 26th. So we want to find out what's their ex-dividends. Let's see. Let me check it out real quick. Maybe I can find some information on it. Let me see. Dividend comparison. So another thing I got on here, you know, just a little thing that you can look at the dividend compared to other dividends by price range. So let me see. I gotta use this screener more often. It's crazy. Let me see. Announcement, dividend increase. WHR. There you go. So their X date is, oh, they had an announced date. They didn't give me the X date, man. What they doing? Payout date. That's only 2020. So I gotta look up how to find Whirlpool X dividend date. And I'll try everything until I get the answer. Like everything gonna have something different. But yeah, man, when you guys are looking at these, man, you really want to, you know, get it, you know, get stuff you're familiar with, you know, and this is one of them that we talked about before. So I can just click on here. I can notice their target price is $200. That's a good thing. And it looked like it broke out of their downtrend right here, according to FinViz. So that's another one. You know, you can use FinViz for the charting once you get familiar with looking at charting. But notice I didn't really come here first. I just want you guys to just do it off of scratch. This is the easier route, is coming here, but I'm gonna show you guys how to do that one in like 5 seconds. But once you go and find out what their ex-dividend date is, it's not really telling me nothing. But once you find out what an ex-dividend is, you can plan around that and sell it before the ex-dividend date. Because usually, you know, you get people that's not really long-term investors, or people that had it in and made their percentage already and just want to collect the dividend off of it. They'll be selling right after the ex-dividend date or the day of. You feel me? Because now they can still collect their dividend without even having the shares, because they're already, you know, in the process of getting their dividend. So you basically got to buy a share before a certain date, and then you'll be able to collect the dividend. I mean, you don't have to hold the stock after that X date. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just, you know, a quick little scan over how to do it onto Yahoo Finance, and which is just coming here, clicking through everyone. If I click this one on Monday, some of these are probably going to be already gone. I mean, and then once you get familiar with seeing these and keep on clicking through them and just trying to find a company that, you know, you either know of or you have a small familiar you're familiar with, that's a good way to go about it. But if you want to find a unicorn, like right here, GGG, I talked about them before. I really like them. This is Graco. I really like Graco. And look at that for 1 week, man. That's crazy, man. There's so much positive growth here. Yeah.
To find the ex-dividend date, you can go to bar chart and look at the company profile.
You're in bar chart. So when the
I like bar chart.
I know you do. Bar chart is a good platform to use. I don't use bar chart, but please.
GGG. I got you.
Not GGG, Whirlpool. Tell me Whirlpool. I think I'm more interested in Whirlpool. I think they're gonna have a WHR. Yeah, I thought they was gonna have a little bit more volume on their options. It looked like it's just, you know, it's a little bit. They're probably expensive contracts, but whenever you see a quality business, you're not going to get a lot of volume. It's rare to get a whole lot of volume on a quality one, unless everybody's a lot of hype around it, unless everybody's on top of it, like Apple or Microsoft. But
it's just showing the last ex-dividend date, which was 11/19.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm seeing too. So I don't know. They must have didn't announce it. They must just saying buy it up. They've not probably, hide that information so people don't sell off their stock. But we know when they pay it though. It's on the 26th. So the option volume is not that high, man. You really want to now if you really want options, yeah, you want to find one high. It's cool to buy, a 219 and scroll down here, but that open interest kind of scary. That volume kind of scary. When it's time to sell, imagine if you buy the contract, $200 contract, and that option don't really go to that $200 point. It start breaking down for 180. It's gonna kill your contracts because there's no open interest or value. You feel me? And that's why you really want to come and look at open interest and volume and make sure you have some type of momentum or some type of people that's looking at it or interested in it or buying it. You feel what I'm saying? So that it seemed like, we put out contracts because we come here and we look beforehand before we put them out. There's a lot of people that just buy contracts blindly without looking at this stuff. And that's cool. I mean, you could probably make money with it, but I want to have some type of momentum on it. I want to have, just in case the stock price, I can get off and sell the contract. You feel me? A lot of times you can't sell it because there's nothing, there's nothing going on with it. And then the IV will crush it and you'll be kind of pissed off because you lost your money. But, usually good companies like this, you spending money on a contract. Let's just say, the 129s. If we're looking at the 205, that's $300. Now, I mean, for it to go to 205, and it's only 60 in volume. I don't really like, small volume. I like big open interest, big volume, and it'll help me out a little bit. Let's go look at Graco just because I got it up, just to see what it do. And these are all good companies that we know about that's already been out for a long time and have consistent growth every year. It's not like they're bad. They pay 18 cents in dividends. Their dividends in April. Yeah, their volume is super low also. You feel what I'm saying? So once you do go to one of the screeners or the filters or whatever, it's good to have some open interest and value. We see the stock price moving, like we see the positive momentum on it. Like I'm not telling you can't buy option on it, but you'll just have to hold it until they expire, and hopefully you expire in the green, because if it don't have that open interest and value, then you're not going to be able to sell off of it. And it's going to be super risky. So let's go back. Let's go back again one more time into this market just to see what it looked like. Which date? I'm going to try Triple M. Triple M pay a great dividend also. It's a good company. We already know that. Alaska Air Group, Rockwell. Let me see. Berkeley Corp. We're going to get one of them. And this take time. This take patience. This take consistency. I mean, it's easy for, to come in just to make the money. But if you really want it, you'll be doing this. You'll be coming in here. You're going to be looking around. You're going to get, look at these tickers. We know what DR Horton do. We see that they're positive grower. They look like they're great. They actually look pretty great right now. It look like they beat their earnings 4 times in a row. Their earnings on the 26th. Their option volume is not that high again, but whole share buying, there's nothing wrong with whole share buying. If you got it, just buy it all the way up. It's a consistent grower. We can look at the charts. We can see on the 1 week, we're getting this nice little green bar in. So it looks like it's going to pop eventually. You feel what I'm saying? We got 1, 2. And once that price get above here, it's going to go and test that 81. And if it hold above 81, we'll have a runner right here on DR Horton. But the problem is the options don't got a lot of volume. So now you got to decide, do I want to buy whole shares or do I want to just keep on looking? But we see it's a good company. We know exactly what they do. So it's kind of, if you really want it, if you really believe in that company, it's okay to invest. We are investors first. I mean, we do option trading and swing trader, but we are investors because we spending money on something. You know what I mean? One more time up in there. Let's get up in there one more time. It's something in that I don't really want to do Thursday to Fridays. I don't like those because Friday sell-off days. Now, I mean, it's just, we got to be in it over here by Monday. Like Team, I like Team, JetBlue. Oh, airlines is coming up this week. See, that's a good one too. So not only we got big tech companies, Amazon and Google on the same day, Tesla and Apple on the same day, Microsoft is coming up. not only we got all these big companies coming in, we got airlines coming in. That's something to look at. If you're into airlines, if you think they're gonna have a huge spike, we know the earnings not gonna be super great, but it'll be something to look at. American Airlines is coming up this week. They may get a little traction. They may get a little traction coming up. Now, I mean, I know we played the American Airlines 17s. I know somebody need their money back. They may get a little traction, you know, going into their earnings. Big invest. They may have some, you know, some announcements coming up this week that's going to make their stock move. It looked like the moving averages is crossing down. I don't really like the moving averages on there. It looked like the RSI is at 52. That's no problem. If I tighten it up, you'll notice right here we're getting a little bit of bullish candles. Every time it bounced off of 55, we used to, you know, that's the support area. And once it broke out here, it found new support there. I mean, so when was this? This is on 114. The price went to 1667. I think this one we cashed out our 17s. That was super risky. And then on the way down, it came down. It looked like it may go up and test, you know, that area again. So there's nothing wrong with getting American Airlines this week, but you just got to be careful. You just got to be careful. We know the airlines is risky right now, so that's something to look at. I didn't know the airlines were this week too. That's pretty dope. I don't know if you guys know about Team, but we used to play with Team, you know, back when it was cheaper. It's kind of running now. It's a good company out of Australia. They do technology software application. So, yeah, they always have good options. Now, I mean, sometimes you can slide up in there and get you a good option for a good price. I told you guys 219 is the date that a lot of people booming on. No, there's not a lot coming in for them either, man. This is one of the oldies but goodies. Team, OKTA, those are good companies. Now Services, those are really good companies. And it's going to be a lot of quality talk whenever you see, you know, earnings, because you really want to get a quality business. Because if you're really risking, if you get a business that's not really having a lot of movement, I mean, the quality of the business is not there. So let's go to FinViz real quick, just to show you guys how to do a screener on here for earnings. I already got a little preset going on. Don't mind me, but it's the same type of concept. 50-day moving average, 200-day blase. Only I'm doing is changing the date into earnings next week. And then I'm going to change right here to optionable. And then I'm going to go look at some charts. Now, this way is another way of doing it. It's a little bit right in front of you because you already got the charts ready for you, blase. And you see that Facebook is on the list for the earnings. I think Facebook going to run all the way back to that 300 eventually. We know Facebook, good business. United Rentals is on here, good business. Now Services, Charter. I mean, there go Tesla creeping. Tesla, I don't know what they're gonna do this week. So you just go to the next one, look around, make sure you have this is like a little squeeze on there on RMD. I had RMD on my list before. When I put that RMD out, wow, that's crazy. They actually did a nice move. Hey, I think I deleted that channel, but yeah, our RMD is pretty good too, man. Quality business. Their target price is $201. So there's a chance that this may come down. I mean, if something come out about them, it looked like they got upgraded by UBS to 210. And just I'm basically just going over, you know, showing you guys how to just to read up on a quick couple companies, and you could do this on your own. Now, I mean, you can really do this on your own. You don't really got to have a lot of people around you when you do your research, but it's good to do for exercise and keep your mind moving. Even though we got plays ready to go, I like to still come here and show you guys how to really, you know, do a little bit of research in there and be consistent. I think that's the thing that, you know, we lose touch of is the basics of how we got here. And this is part of just how we got here. We come here, look at screeners, come look at earnings, and then we play off of those. Anybody got questions so far, or just like the small bits of pieces I've been given?
Let's have a look at British Airways. Boeing. I think Anna was asking in the chat.
Oh, Boeing. So it was Boeing, man, it's back at that price again.
Yeah, that's a good entry.
I mean, it's keep doing it for us. Like, it's like, bro, look, I'm not gonna keep coming down here trying to give you an entry below 206, but it keep doing it. Like, this is like the fifth time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's a couple times, man. Keep coming out to this area. Boeing is bullish. on the midterm, but it's still a good business. So if you want to look up some options, I'm opening up the floor now. If I don't ask a couple plays that you guys got, y'all want to look at, because we got like 15 more minutes. I didn't want to spend too much time on just just showing you guys. I know it seemed pretty quick. It's only an hour, but I know it's the weekend. I want everybody to get in their questions also though.
I got one.
What's up?
I'm looking at Google 219 for options. 219,
Okay.
2000. It's in
Okay.
the red. So I want to know if that's a good thing.
Okay. You already in the contract?
No.
Okay. 219 options for Google. Anybody else got something? And she might have something too going looking at Boeing because of airline earnings in this week. It look like a lot of people buying up the 210 contracts, but that probably been the regular. Every time it come down to this price, the 210 contracts is a little bit safe because it breaks right over 210 on the way back up. So it may be doing like a squeeze. Like if I pull, it look like it's kind of doing a squeeze. If I pull like a line from here to here, you could probably see a squeeze on Boeing. But then I'm gonna go to Google. Let me see. Yeah, it look like it's kind of squeezing in between there. You'll notice like if you put your lines here, you'll start seeing it tightening up here. And if it just keep tightening up, it's gonna have an explosion. And it's all about a matter of time though. I mean, time is everything. But every time it come down to this point, it always reverses, break right above that 210. Because it did it from here to here, it did it from here to there. You'll see it do it from there to there. So it looked like it's keep on testing this with 215. I don't know what Boeing got going on, but when the last time Boeing did this, it exploded. So just pay attention to the airline sector. Something may be coming. And the option for that we was looking at was the 210 for the weekly, but you could probably go further out. 210, man. I think everybody being safe with that 210 to break 215. You don't really see a lot of options going on bigger than that. 245. I don't know. I don't know what they doing out there. Yeah, Boeing a little risky. Until they break that 215, you have clarity of exactly where it's going. But it's been bouncing off that 205, 206, 204 area for like last 2 weeks, man. It's been crazy. Ever since that first run. Google. Let's see if we can find some on Google. Oh shoot. There you go. And Google's a big boy. It's expensive, but we know Google's a quality business and they're always gonna have big option volume on them. So right now, what everything's pointing at is the $2,000 call. And that's not really unreasonable. Now, I mean, I think that's pretty reasonable. I don't know about the price, but 2,000 got a lot of open interest right now.
What about 2,300? I know it's a little out there, but
2,300. I mean, I don't think it's gonna get to 2,300. You may be able to sell it once it hit like 2,000, or if it hit 1,900. Yeah, the volatility. You know how that worked with the big stocks. Like you can buy something so far out where it's gonna make money regardless.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, 100%. If you want to go with it, I mean, it's tight.
The price,
the action, the bid.
Like, is that even a good thing? For the 2,300, it's on. It's a negative. It's 185. There's
For the
open interest and
2,300
there's
for 219.
Yeah.
Dang, that's interesting.
It's like $185.
It's two Googles. We looking at the right one, GOOG, or which one we looking at?
L.
Yeah, there are two of them, Class A.
Okay. I'm about to say, please talk to me. Oh yeah, so yeah. So I got the one with the L. I got the right one. So now, once you go and set the support and resistance up, it look like it's breaking out, man. Ooh, and Google and Amazon is on the same day. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, last time it ran up by $100.
Oh, it did. You right.
Yeah,
Dang.
because of YouTube TV subscription. I don't know what's the juice this time around, though, but it broke out. As you see that those two couple of big greens,
Yeah.
it broke out and it's consolidating again.
Yeah. Look like it's gonna go test that 2000.
Yeah, but watch out for the Greeks
2000.
jumping on Google because the Greeks are painful on the
Yeah.
contracts.
Yeah, just like Tesla.
Exactly.
But when it start moving, you know what 10% or 15% of Google gonna be like. That's
They fly, man.
yeah, they'll fly. They'll fly really quick. But it looked like it's definitely gonna go test that 2000. On the 115, it was done but 1700.
What's the top of that candle there?
That's the 2000. 2000.
Yeah, it looks like someone knows something around that area.
Right. It looked like it's gonna break right above that 19. 2300 though. Ooh, that's a push. That's a push. I'm just saying, no, 100%. No, if it was me, 21 would be the max. I wouldn't do it 23 because the Greeks, like Ken was saying, them Greeks is horrible. Like you're gonna get hit.
Okay.
You're gonna get hit.
I think
Anybody else got something?
Not to mention Walgreens.
Walgreens. And it's a good time to also, when we research on Sundays, hopefully reaching stuff or looking at things that's on the dip right now. We got EA Sports on the list going into this week. We got AccuVision on the list going into this week because these are things that, that's on the little dip that they got earnings coming up or some type of news coming up that we're trying to catch the run up. We know that video games was a big sale over this COVID series. So during this Christmas time, we definitely gonna get a discount on some of these video game stocks, especially with their upgrades and prices and everything, man. So please be aware of go back and look at some of the older plays. It's okay to keep using the same plays over and over. You just want to at least set up support and resistances on these. If Walgreens come down to 45.22, that's a good buy area, or 46.29. But right now, you notice that it's above the resistance at 47.35, and you'll be able to, it look like it may do a test at that 49, but we'll have to set up a downtrend arrow just to make sure it's breaking out a downtrend. But it may be doing a reversal, and it's a good time to watch those too, because CVS and Walgreens broke through their top resistances, and it's holding above that area. So it's a good time to look at those also. And we know what they're going to do for COVID distribution. So pay attention to those for sure.
Hey, Dave, what about Oxy? Sorry, I was trying to get to the phone when you were asking earlier. But
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You cool. Oxy. We like Oxy is at 21.49. It's holding above that 20 nicely. It looked like it bounced off you see how it bounced off this 20 right here? And then it reversed it right back up to fill that little gap area. It looked like it's getting bullish again. And this is the 1 hour chart. So entry for Oxy should always be $20. We should not be getting on Oxy at any price other than 20. If it come below 20, now we getting in at a better price. I mean,
the other thing as well with Oxy, I think we played this like 3 times or so. 250% on this, but watch out for sector rotation. That's the key thing. I think.
Yeah. Sector rotation is huge. If you guys, and that's another reason why I always say collect your money, because when sector rotation happen, your contract gonna basically come down to the price to break even, or it's gonna break below. That means whatever you was up on it, you could have made money off of that and got right back in on the same contract when it dipped again. That's why I tell people when you're buying contracts, it's cool to hold the ones that's gonna run. But the ones that's like, just part of the rotation, that's just, every Tuesday, oil sector go up. And other than that, oil sector be at, down onto the $20 support. Like we have to notice those things and take advantage of the sector rotations. A lot of people be mad because the sector rotation kick in and they be like, damn, I was up by 20, 30, 40% and I didn't sell, because you're basically not, getting out of your contract based on, sector. You got to move based on the sectors that's moving with it. It's like a wave. You know what I mean, every sector gonna have its time. Every sector gonna pick up, and some sectors run with each other. So since airlines use the most fuel, a lot of time oil and gas runs with airlines and travel. So pay attention to that. I think we went over that before a lot of times. So let me see, look over here real quick. Do anybody got any questions so far? I mean, I'll try to make it short and sweet, man. I know it's kind of hard to put so much information in, and knowing that it's just a lot going on. So you can change right here, option volume, and you will see like all the ones that got above 24K. So this LVS, this is Las Vegas Sands. I don't know if you guys know about them, but I think they merged a couple months ago. But it looked like they're picking up a lot of options volume on the $58 cars for the 129, and it looked like they're picking up on $65 and $70 car. LVS, I like LVS. LVS like it's gonna make a move too. Any thoughts? What y'all thinking about? What y'all excited about going in tomorrow?
I think Anna was asking about CCIV. Another thing, time check as well. I just want to make sure.
Okay,
we give it
CCIV.
by 6:10. We should be wrapping up. So ready and rested.
Yeah, 100%. So Miss Anna trying to see how long it's gonna run. It's breaking all the way out, Miss Anna. CCIV is running. Hopefully you're already in it, because I think we called it kind of early. I think we called it down here somewhere like $13.
Don't forget CCIV also had that merger with Lucid.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you guys think that will make it like go down, or maybe possibly make it run up more?
I know people buying 30 cars for them.
Yeah, because I've heard rumors that it's bound to run up to 30 or whatever. But
Yeah. A lot of people, talking about they bought 30 cars for it. I was confident in the whole shares at $13. So if you want to, find an option for it, want to tell you an option for it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we have shares of it. My husband has shares of it.
Perfect. Yeah, make that combination. You know what I mean?
Yep, and I'll get a call, possibly.
Yeah, the 30s. Like the 30s, man, look crazy for 219. You can probably go to March if you want to buy more time. But the 30s for 219 look crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, the news that on Friday they were opening some location in South Florida or something like that.
Right. And you can see the price of those. Yeah, $300 a contract. You make it squeeze in 40s. But like 40 volume got picked up on Friday. But
Okay.
These can run. Y'all, what happened when some of these mergers come through. They
Mm-hmm.
really pick up and make some noise. But congrats if you guys got it in when we first put it out, man, or even before. Like, it don't matter. CCIV is fire. Definitely been running.
You gotta watch out as well. A lot of traders buy the rumor, they sell the news. So
Yep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Then I think Nick had asked about Apple. I think he asked about Apple 219 180 calls.
219 180s. If I tell Nick to do the 200 September or something, like go far out to March. I mean, I know it seemed more expensive, but Apple they got a 160 target price. And I love having them farther dates to give me some comfort. I got some September dates for Apple I've been holding for almost a year now. So I'm excited to see Apple make that move. A lot of people, talk trash about my little Apple plate, man, but I like Apple. Can't like Apple, I like Apple. I mean, can't love Apple. You could probably go down to March, look at some 200 calls for March. That'll be a little bit cheaper. Take the money from that, roll it over to something else. But 145s, 150s, they're going crazy for 219. Apple, I mean, listen, if Apple come out with their earnings this week and take a dip, y'all better buy that dip.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, another thing about earnings. If a good company come out with an earnings and take a dip, we learn from Bed Bath & Beyond. Go buy the dip. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they're going to come back around. Like, it's just going to happen because they're good companies. It's just that the non-investors be involved. Once you get them good investors, you're gonna see them buying the dips. 145s, 150s for Apple, 129, or you can do like Apple, and that's just a weekly, so get your percentage and get out. We know that Apple broke above 140, is at 140 now, so it looks like it's gonna have a nice push towards that 150. So once Apple get going, a lot of people don't know because they've been seeing Apple on this decline after the split, but Apple is known to have big runs. Like they have them $20 days, $15 days sometimes. So please don't sleep on making see like Apple for play. Apple will break out and y'all see it back at $200 and be like, what happened? I mean, it really, back when they announced that split, it went from $400 to $100 in a week. I mean, $500 in like a week, bro. It was crazy. It was definitely crazy.
All right. I appreciate everyone's time today. I know David's been running a lot of these yesterday and today as well. We're trying to keep it short and simple so that everybody can have nice and well rested weekend. But
anybody got questions? I know y'all got some type of question. Y'all can't be coming here quiet, man. I need the energy.
TSM. Do you think it's gonna potentially run after AMD's earnings? It did last time, I think.
Yeah, that whole semiconductor we need to be paying attention to. Semiconductors are hot right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we need to really be capitalizing off of those moves. Yeah, it took a bounce off this 102 so great. Like, look how bullish it is. Like, it's extremely bullish on the 1 hour chart. So yeah, you may have a point, but this make sure we establish. It looks like it's at support now, 129. So it looks like it's at that support area. It looks like it's gonna go test that 137. But if it don't break above that 137, we already know we need to maneuver off of it. And I think somebody put some plays out for it already. So we should be already.
Yeah, I think Ken put he did. I think he put some 150 for 219.
Yeah, I mean, see, I'm a big fan of TSM. I've been a big fan since they were 90 something. What's her name? Kathleen Wood at G, they bought about 500,000 shares of TSM. TSM is essentially one of the biggest component in iPhone 12 now. They make all the chips and everything. So if Apple is going up, I won't be surprised if TSM, as a matter of fact, as I think Intel is going to use TSM as the main, I don't know, they had some contract out with TSM recently. So I mean,
okay.
You look at the contract, that 150 call, it's got incredible volume on it. So that call was literally following the money. Someone already, some of the the whales they already went in there, so it made sense. Will it get to 150? I don't know, but
So so look for a break above 131.90, and then a test at 135.87. You should have your phone alerts on your phone. Like, you should be putting in the resistance and supports in your alert section on either Webull, Yahoo Finance. I know it sounds like a lot, man. I keep saying that because I feel like, people like, man, so much, man. We gotta look at the charts. We gotta look at their finance. We gotta look at this and support resistance. Man, once you get used to doing it, I think that's the most important part, is just being consistent. Because once you get used to do it, it's just a Sunday lesson. Like, you come in here, find 3 stocks you like, support resistance, go look at open interest and volume, write down your contract, set your alert, and just go on with your life. And then once your alert go off, you're automatically ready to jump in, man. We really, got to be consistent on doing that stuff. Even though we giving you guys plays and, giving out good content, good information, it's easy to, do this on your own. And that's why I really keep on wanting to push the knowledge part of it, because just knowing this it's a value. You know what I mean? So anybody else got anything, please ask.
Hey, don't forget to put something out for Five Below.
Five Below. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Five Below is too strong.
Done with that.
Yeah, man. That Five Below is crazy, bro. Like, jeez Louise, what a run. It's incredible. It's like it found support at 183. It's at 189 now. Like, gonna go up to that 197. If it break 200, y'all know what time it is. Five Below ain't gonna be Five Below no more. That thing gonna be 200 and below. But that's such a great stock, man. Like, it's such a great idea to come out with a store like the 99-cent store in LA. They got the $5 store now. It's just crazy. Let me see.
Nokia.
The Nokia. I like
Nokia. Up. I was looking at it for like maybe next year, January.
No, I
Like
wrote down something for Nokia. I actually got to play for Nokia already. Ready. We'll try to do the $4 calls for 2022. I think a couple people got them. Yeah. I think a couple people got the $4 call for 2022. So yeah, I like Nokia for this week. I ain't gonna gas you. I think Nokia gonna break out. I really do.
Right behind BlackBerry. Maybe not as far.
Yeah. Now listen, hold up. Now don't compare Nokia to my BlackBerry now. Don't be out here.
Okay.
Boy, that BlackBerry about to be $20, boy. I swear. That thing is fire. But yeah, Nokia, I think Nokia gonna do a breakout. AMC gonna probably do a breakout this week. Ford looking to go test that $13 or some change. So this week should be a nice bullish week. Let's see how Monday go. If Monday turn off red, I say buy the dip unless you see a trend break. So when I say trend break, you notice the trend line here. If that price action breaks that line, I think everything gonna be bullish. And that's just for any stock that you look at. Make sure you set your trend line up off of your support and just ride it all the way up. And then you should see a price jumping off of that trend line. And then you should be able to tell if once it breaks below that area, then that's when you're gonna have to maneuver and jump out and do what you gotta do. I think it's gonna be bullish again, man. We're in a bullish market, so let's take advantage of these moves. Tech sector is hot this week. Oil sector took a break last week, may come back up this week. So pay attention to oil sector. Airlines got earnings at the end of the week, so pay attention to that. Penny stocks, same deal as usual. When you're looking at penny stocks, go make sure they don't have options or not, because I think we've been sleeping on their options. Some of these penny stock got options that been running up 1,000%. You know what I mean? And we got to take advantage of those. What's Southside? Did Southside come in today?
No.
So yeah, I gotta link up with Southside, man. But he definitely got to teach us how to, find these penny stocks and what he do on the research side of those. It's small things that I do for us finding penny stocks, but Southside look like he got he holding that down right now. I'm not even gonna bother with it. Know what I mean? But yeah, it's a lot of things you can do, man. Pay attention. Because that Express, did anybody get on EXPR at the end of Friday? We posted it. Yeah, Express went from $1.50 all the way up to about $3 now. I think it's like $3 now on Friday afternoon. Yeah, $2.30. So it went from like $1.79 at closing to $2.30, and it's going to be bullish. It's going to be fast bullish. Look at the $2 calls. 13,000 in volume came in just on Friday. You know what I mean? So them people gonna wake up to a check. So pay attention to some of these, penny stocks that are making these big moves. There's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. Anybody else got questions?
Can we look at TEL, please?
Oh yeah,
TEL.
TEL. I like TEL. I was just talking about TEL earlier today. I like TEL. They bullish. The legs want to make a move. They got option volume. You see that breakout? You see how it's breaking out right here? It's above that resistance area, and look like it closed above that as a resistance area. So pay attention to TEL. TEL gonna probably make a move. And if you want an option call on it, you can look at and always be patient before you put these in, because these can break a little bit below that resistance for a better discounted price. But it looked like they're $3.50 coming in, high volume, $3 call, of course. $3 calls, same type of scenario. It's a little bit too late for those. We may have to look at some whole shares or going a little bit further out to buy some time. They got $15 calls for 2022. That's crazy high for the $15 calls. So that might be a potential move for a leap into the next year. Because it may be 15 before the year's out. It may be 15 by the summer. And you'd be like, oh shoot, I still got 8 more months on the contract and I'm already in the money. That a lot of times that happens. It happens like that a lot of times. That's why a lot of people play 2022 leaps. I don't know if you guys are into them type of far out contracts, but a lot of people, buy them cheap contracts for 2022 and, expectations of being the money for like, a year, a solid year of just being in the money. So Pay attention to that.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a 22 for $80.
You got a 2022 for 80?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
And
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope, man. Because it's them lead cars is really. I mean, if as long as the stock got that bullish, that bullish move, and they keep looking good throughout the months. So when you get them lead cars, you really want to look at the 1 month chart. You feel me? Go to the 1 week or the 1 month chart. It'll give you a full idea of big resistance breaks. You know what I mean? And you can set your support and resistance up just like the same way of everything else. Come here, set it up from top to bottom. You know what I mean? And just, tap that in real quick. And then it's the same type of scenario. Nothing really changes, but you're just looking at it on a bigger time frame to give you an idea of like how long it's going to run. Is that momentum going to continue? You feel what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah, 100%, most definitely. Anybody else?
I have a basic question.
What's
How
up?
many resistance lines should you set up? 4, 5, 3?
How many?
Yes.
Sure. I set an alert for every resistance on some of these. Like, I want to know how far it comes. I mean, if it break below one resistance, I'll go look at the chart and see if it hold above that one. And if it start breaking down the next one, is the same scenario. The better, the more resistance, support it breaks, the better. As far as resistance, you can have in multiple resistance, but you really want to go to that 1 month chart. And like, say if you're in tail, like this is tail, I'm gonna put the resistance at, I could do $3 or $4.31, but I'm gonna put my first resistance is gonna be $3.25. You know what I mean? And then my next resistance, it could be the $4.94, but you really want to come a little bit below that. You know what I mean? Just give you some time. That $4.10. So that'll show you that it's breaking bigger resistance areas. So when it come back down, it's gonna hold. It should be able to hold above those areas. And I think tail gonna come back. Look at that buy volume right here. That's crazy.
So then how do you
That's a
know the
huge buy
difference
bar.
between it hitting resistance and it having a gap up? Because I hear you guys talk about gap up a lot, but I still don't get that term.
So for example, of a gap up,
You don't read.
let's go here. Let's go to Blackberry. I think that's probably one of my favorite plays. So basically, when you see a gap up, this is what you're looking for right here. 1 hour. So let me see. Let me show you a good gap up. Because this gapped up like crazy when it first made that move. And I had my little gap sign right there. So let me change the time frame. I think you've seen it clear on it got to be the 1 day. It got to be the 1 day chart. So right here on the 1 day chart, you notice this area right here? That is a gap up. You see that?
I see it, but what does it mean? Like that it just, the reds weren't touching or they was far apart?
Yeah, the gap in between price action. So this is that closing on the 11th, and this is that opening on the 1st. You feel me? So on 11:30, it closed, and then on the 1st, it gapped up. I mean, people just started buying, buying so many that the value it opened up at a gap.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So when we say the gap need to be filled, we knew that momentum had to come down just to even kind of fill that gap. So it kind of filled it at $6.50. It didn't really come all the way down to the 618. So as soon as it hit $6.50, that's when it made that huge move. Now you'll be over here with Blackberry. You notice that these two little wicks, they're close to each other. So that gap is kind of filled up right there. You notice that this is, covering that one. Blase, so it gapped up here, but it got a little wick coming on the way down, and it just boom, spiked again. So yeah, I think Blackberry bullish for now on. It ain't going nowhere. It's gonna break out. Well, it's already breaking out, but it's gonna test that 16 and keep going up.
So question about the gap up.
Yeah.
If we had stood and saw the gap up, knowing that it would come back down, it would have to come back to 6-ish. We could have
Right,
put that
right. So
price.
it depends on the stock. Like this one, it came down to like 6.55, but the gap started at $6 and what 13 cents or $6.23. That's when the gap started. Now I mean, it ended right here at $6.91. So when the price came down, it came like right in between both of them. It came like at 6.55, and as soon as it hit that 6.55, as soon as you see this bullish engulfing with this green one engulfing this red one, that's how you knew BlackBerry was going to make that move. Now, I mean, because it already filled that gap in. You're on a bigger time frame, seeing this bullish candle, and that's how you know it's going to make that move.
The other thing as well, if you probably hear this a lot when they say correction, with a lot of stocks, if you got a gap, especially with SPY, if you got a gap, if it gaps up or gaps down, a lot of them happen overnight trading, like the edge companies going in buying a stock.
Yeah, like a whole lot on that one time.
Yeah. So most of that, what that is a strategy for some of these companies as well. To break a resistance, sometimes they have to gap up over that resistance, and it will slightly come back down. But what normally happens when you hear correction is a lot of these stocks tend to go back and fill up the gap. You saw BlackBerry trying to go back; it didn't go all the way down because there was a news that broke at that point about Amazon partnering with BlackBerry, and it just went off. So some of these corrections you see is just saying we need to fill in the gap. SEC doesn't allow, it doesn't really like gaps in between prices. They want a proper account of price movement, which is why you see a lot of stocks like Zoom, for instance, the supports are not holding because there's a lot of gaps in between. NVDA are the same issue as well. So overnight prices, that's when you open up on some of these like Baidu and the rest, you see the price just goes from like 250 to like 270. And there's a big gap in there. You see when they open early in the morning, they come all the way down before they start moving back up again. So as you know, it's one of those corrections you see. The bigger the gap, the bigger the correction. So that's what you have to watch out for when you're buying into stocks with gaps in there. What's that, David? There?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's the trick. I mean, I know we've been asking a lot of questions, and I know we could ask more and more, but I don't want to keep everybody more than time. I want to make sure we stick to 5 to 6 here.
Oh, yeah, yes.
We ain't got to. We just waiting on tomorrow.
Oh, y'all ready for
Yeah,
tomorrow? Everybody ready for tomorrow then? Bet. Yeah, we're gonna post our watch list tonight, and then we'll just go from there. But as long as y'all picked up something from here today, man. I know it's kind of quick. I was trying to hurry up, man. But yeah, most definitely. If there's no more questions, I appreciate y'all. What y'all got going on? Y'all good?
Yep.
I'm good. Thank you.
Awesome. Feel free to use the Discord group to put any question anytime, any day. You know, we definitely we've got a lot of folks to answer the questions as well.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's a lot of information, man. I hope y'all keep up with some of it. And if I'm going too fast, say so.
fucking Panthers lost.
Yep. Bucks won.
Bucks, of course, Bucks won. Let's go. Are we clapping? Let's go, Bucks.
Yeah, Green Bay Packer, man, that guy got butterfingers. He dropped the touchdown. Man.
Oh, it was a close game?
Yeah, one guy dropped the touchdown. He actually held the ball. The ball slipped, man.
I got looking at the game while I'm speaking. That's what y'all do to me, bro. Y'all supposed to. I got
Multitasking.
Right, bro. Good job, Bucks. But yeah, man. If there's no more questions, bro, we'll see y'all early in the morning, and we're gonna put them watch lists out and make sure that we, clock in and get some of this money.
Hey, and by the way, please don't sleep on Southside penny stocks calls, man. This is a fire, man.
Crazy, bro. Like them penny stocks is crazy.
That's CSN or CLSN. Yeah.
Yeah, CLSN was crazy, man. Like, every one of them was just like on the money. Like literally,
you, man. PNGO 1000% in like few weeks. I mean, come on.
crazy.
Even when you buy options, you don't get 1,000% most of the time. So,
Bro, it's so hard to get a
I bought a
$1,000,
$10
right?
option on
Then he
CLS.
thought he was gonna pass him the ball, like, you know, hand it to him. But then
Oh yeah. So
like
never
threw
mind.
it and
I'll
then
text
just
this up.
right
Yeah, I see
over.
it. I see it.
all
You
right,
see
yo.
that?
Thanks,
All right,
everyone.
y'all be safe.
Have a great Sunday.
Nope.
All right, bye now.